Hi, welcome to another episode of Hack a Week. This week I'm having some fun with a camera dolly I made. It moves in the X and Y axis. You can put still photos down here under the glass, which was salvaged from a printer and scanner. So is this portion right here. And then there's a high intensity light shining down, and you can shoot photographs into the digital format, or you can take a photograph and shoot video of it and zoom in and do a little panning around, kind of like Ken Burns did with jazz and the Civil War and other documentaries he's done. It's a really nice effect. And I did this mostly for one project, and that was to shoot a memorial video for my mom, who passed on a couple of years ago. And I did this for a Mother's Day video. If you want to watch that, just look down below in the description of the video. There's a link to that video. That's on my other YouTube channel. But right now I want to take you through the build of this thing, because it was a lot of fun to make and it was really easy. So what I've started with is the leftovers from a printer that had a scanner built onto it, and I pulled out the carriage that carried the two print heads so it can slide back and forth on this rail, and I can mount the camera to this. That'll allow it to move back and forth. Then I'll use the scanner top portion and basically just flip the whole thing upside down, thusly, and then what I can do is just lift up the glass, place the photo underneath it. This will go on top on a framework that I'm going to make, and it'll be able to slide back and forth this way, and then the camera cartridge can slide back and forth the other way. And then what I can do is I'll be able to get overhead like this and do the old, Ken Burns style. Zoom in tight on the shot and start the shot where there we are, and we go down the line and end up zoomed out. And I can move like this and anywhere, and I can do it in a nice smooth manner because I'll have the dolly to help steady the camera. So now I need to put it all together. Okay, here I have some shower door rollers. You can get these at the hardware store. They're really handy because they come with a screw that goes in them, and they're threaded already, and they will fit into your average drawer slot quite nicely. So you can make a carriage of sorts real quickly and easily with these. And then the thing I need to do now is get these mounted to each end of this part of the dolly so that it can set on the drawer slide and slide back and forth. And to do that, I need to take these pieces of metal, bend a right angle in them, attach them here, and then the part that sits this way I'll mount the wheel to. So now I need to cut these pieces and bend them and get them attached to here. These are my father's tin snips. I have no idea how old they are. They've got to be more than 50 or 60 years old, at least, because I can remember them since I was little, and I'm 51. So they still work great. Big, honkin', solid tin snips. Thanks, Dad. Now I need to bend a right angle in these two pieces. So I'll get out the bending pliers here. They're quite handy for this kind of stuff. Use them a lot in sheet metal work. You can get these at most hardware stores. They run around $25 to $35, sometimes $40, depending on what kind you get. So there, I've got it clamped in place, and I'll just squeeze really hard now and just push down on my bench to get a right angle bend in it. Just kind of eyeball that. I can always adjust it a little more later. There we go. Nice right angle bend. Now I need to make one more of these, and then I can attach it to the sled and put the wheels on it. A lot of these screws I use, I just end up salvaging from other components, like things I've taken apart, and I keep all the hardware. I've got tons of it around. And these self-tap into sheet metal really well. You just need to get the hole size right, and they screw right in. I suppose I could use pop rivets in this, but I don't really have a pop rivet gun. That must be one of the softer variety. Some are hard and some are not. Let's try a different one. Yeah, see, that one just bit right into the metal and it went right in. Okay, let's get another one in the other hole. By the way, these flat pieces of metal I found in the construction area of the hardware store. Simpson, they make Simpson strong tie, you know, those things that you can put 2x4s and things together in rafter holders and things like that. Just the flat sheet metal. These were just 2" by I think 5" flat pieces of sheet metal with some holes pre-drilled in them. They're really handy for all kinds of projects. You can find them in a right angle, in T sections, in flat straight sections, in bent angles, all kinds of things. Just look in the construction area of your hardware store. Now I'm going to mount the wheels, these little shower door wheels, onto the side here. And they're pretty easy to mount up. Like I said, they have their own screws that come with them. And they go on there pretty easily. The back of the nut even has some serrations on it to help it bite into the sheet metal. So there's actually a hex nut, but you don't really need to hold it because it'll stay all by itself. Now there it is, mounted up really tight. And then we can get the other one on. And we'll do the ones on the other end, then we can focus on making the drawer slide section. And we'll be about a third of the way there. There it is. It's a gantry. There's the rollers mounted on each side. And this slides back and forth. The camera will mount right here, pointing down. And then everything can slide back and forth on the drawer slides. Now I need to mount these two drawer slides to a perimeter frame. I'm going to make that out of wood next. Okay. Got X and Y movement, and now I need to make a camera mount to go on this part. What you're looking at right now is the mount for my tripod. This goes on the bottom of any camera and screws into the bottom of the camera, and then it goes onto the tripod. It just slides in, and it's got this little retainer clip. place so you can see how that works. See, it's held in with that. So you slide this back and then this can come out. So I decided I would use that because it has this wedge shape going on. So what I've done is took the pieces I had left over from making these brackets and bent them and mounted them on the carriage here, so that I can take this now, attach it to my camera, and simply slide it into place. And since it is oriented this way, it'll just stay there, and the camera can mount to that. And the camera I use to do the video, of course, is the one that I'm shooting video with right now, so I can't put it on there and show you, but I'll put my other camera on it later and you can see how it mounts up. Now it's time to take the frame that I made and put some legs on it so that it can sit over the photo holder.
Make sure it's square. And the second screw.
And so here's the reason I made the camera dolly in the first place. To shoot a video of all of these photographs of my mom as a Mother's Day memorial. She passed on a few years ago, and going through all these was a bit difficult, I must say, emotionally, putting them all in some sort of chronological order. But now I'll put them on this camera dolly I've built and make a Mother's Day memorial for my mom, who was a great mom and totally inspired me to be the maker I am today. Thanks, Mom. Happy Mother's Day. An old printer and a few drawer slides. This thing works really good.